What's up, cinephiles? Welcome to the inaugural episode of Inglorious Podcasters. I am Michael.
And I'm Chasen.
Today we will be doing a complete breakdown of the 98th Academy Awards. But before we do, welcome to the podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Shall we just, how do you want to do this? Do you want to just jump right on in, go down the Oscars list, give them the nominees, give them our breakdowns, or do we want to do kind of a year in review?
Before we do, I just want to go through our favorite movies of 2025, favorite movies of the year, so we can highlight some movies that maybe didn't get any recognition from the Academy. I'll go first. Number 10, I got Warfare. Held on all year. I didn't know if it was going to hold on all year because that came out super early in 2025. I believe it was in March. Yeah, great movie from A24. Train Dreams. Beautiful cinematography. Great performance from Joel Edgerton. One Battle After Another, which has kept falling down my list as the year's gone on. I think mainly just because, I don't know, there's something about that movie that bugs me. We'll get to that. We'll get into that later. Number 7, I got Weapons. Probably the most fun I had at the theater all year. It was partially because of the movie and partially because we saw it in the Chinese theater in the big IMAX, which is always fun. 6, I got Jay Kelly. 5, probably the most snubbed film of the year is This Thing On. Cannot believe that did not get any recognition, not only from the Academy, but from any of the award shows. Number 4, Sentimental Value. Number 3, Marty Supreme. Number 2, F1. Also got to be a front runner for most fun that we had in the theater this year. And number 1, absolute favorite movie of the year is Hamnet.
All right. I'll go down my list. I'd like to give kind of a qualifier. My list is kind of, it's weird. I go back and forth with how I want to quantify what I think my favorites are for the year. And my biggest, I guess, the best way I can describe my favorite is my enjoyment and then followed closely by execution on all fronts. And being a filmmaker myself, producer and director and writer, I know that all films are extremely difficult to make. But with that being said, I'm going to start with my notable mention or my honorable mention. And I love this freaking movie. And I hope that this man starts to get more roles like this and starts to get the respect that he deserves. But Dwayne Johnson in The Smashing Machine, that's at my number 11 for favorite of the year. But him and Emily Blunt did a phenomenal job of telling that story. I think the Safdie brothers are on a roll, and they're going to continue to be a problem, a force to be reckoned with. However, at number 10, I've got The Phoenician Scheme. At number 9, I've got Weapons. At number 8, I've got No Other Choice. At number 7, I've got Warfare. At number 6, I've got Sinners. Number 5, I've got One Battle After Another. Number 4, I agree with you. I think you and I went and saw this together, but Is This Thing On? Phenomenal picture. It's gotten snubbed by everybody for every different category, and I think it's an absolute shame. Number 3, I've got Marty Supreme. Number 2, I've got F1, and number 1, I've got Hamnet. Now,
I have identical top 3s.
I have something to say about our top 3s, and I think we probably share the same sentiment. The most fun I had in the theater this year was without a doubt F1, followed very closely by Marty Supreme. Timothée Chalamet did an excellent job. He's always fun. He's magnetic in the fact that when he goes after a role, he just like attaches himself to it fully. I'm curious what it would be like to work with him, somebody of that magnitude, that really tries to just dive into every character. And then a notable mention for most fun would be Sinners and No Other Choice. Warfare was visceral. I wouldn't say that it was fun, but it was visceral.
Definitely not fun.
But my number 1, Hamnet. My number 1 is in the number 1 spot because of the emotion that it drew out of me, and you were opposite of me whenever we went and saw this. And guys, if you're just tuning in, it was quite hilarious that Michael and I were just, I'm not crying, you crying, I'm not crying, you crying. It messed us up. Hamnet is a freaking just the epitome of emotional connection with a piece of talent, and Jessie Buckley is going to be talked about for 25 years to come.
It's the only movie I've ever been to where everybody in the theater was crying. Yeah. I've been to movies where like you get a handful of sniffles throughout the theater. It's the only one I've been to where every single person in the theater was just openly weeping.
Well, I find it unique that I think you and I talked about this as well, but I started seeing all these videos on TikTok and Instagram pop up of people saying, I didn't just cry in the theater. I thought about it later and I started to weep. And I felt the same way. I got in my car and drove home, and I started just thinking about this character and her connection. Spoiler alert for anybody, character to the loss of a child. And it just wrecked me. I could not imagine what that must feel like. And I think that Jessie Buckley and Paul Mescal did a phenomenal job as the strong, militant father type that tried his absolute best to withhold his sadness and just the feeling of the biggest loss that you could face as a parent, and he channeled it into the Shakespearean play Hamlet. And holy cow, man, that film.
Yeah, I told you that I had to pull over on the side of the road on the interstate going home because I just started weeping and I couldn't see, so I had to just pull over to the side of the road for a little while.
Yeah. And let's put some bass back in our voice. So next, mine is F1. I think that's your next one as well.
Yes, we have identical top threes.
Okay, awesome. I would like to say, and I actually heard a friend of ours who went with us say this, and I 100% agree, that if Brad Pitt continues doing roles like these, he's entering what our friend said was his Robert Redford phase.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think he channeled his inner Robert Redford phase of his life in this movie. And I liked every bit of how he performed in this movie.
Yeah. He got his first Oscar just back in 2019 for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, he's got The Adventures of Cliff Booth coming up, which is the sequel, directed by David Fincher, written by Tarantino. It's got to be one of my most anticipated movies of this year.
Let's just go with let's start big and go down. So let's go with Best Picture.
So, the nominees for Best Picture: Bugonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Now, neither of us have seen all 10 of these movies, but we have seen all 10 of them together.
Correct.
Because the only one, I've seen 9 of the 10 nominees. The only one I did not see was The Secret Agent.
And the only ones I have not seen are Sentimental Value and Train Dreams. All right, so let's just go down the list. This is, guys, we're going off of the Oscars webpage for just going down how they have them listed. So let's start with Bugonia. I'll dive in first, and I'll say I was kind of triggered by Bugonia. On IMDb, if you go to photos, they have 666 photos, which I thought was very unique. Bugonia, why do you have 666 for your photo count? I would probably guess that was by design, given the state of the film and what it's... I guess, I mean, Yorgos is just he's a weird guy anyways. However, as a Christian, I think that's a statement to be made by...
I'll chalk it up to coincidence. I'm not going to accuse anybody of Satanism here.
No, not at all. And no, what I'm getting at is I think it's by design because it is in and of itself, like, these characters are evil. Like,
yeah,
you've got somebody from another planet who is seeking to overthrow our planet. Spoiler alert for anybody listening, we're going to dive into some of these films. And then Jesse Plemons' character, who abducts said person and tortures them endlessly, like some pretty ruthless stuff, like tens of thousands of volts of electricity going through Emma Stone. Yorgos did a phenomenal job with this movie. Out of his films, I think it is my favorite of his films.
It's definitely the most mainstream and accessible of his movies, for sure.
Yeah. He also did Kinds of Kindness, right?
Yeah, he did Kinds of Kindness.
Loved all three of those.
Poor Things, which is my least favorite movie of his.
Lighthouse.
Killing of a Secret... No, that's Robert Eggers.
Yeah. Okay.
Killing of a Sacred Deer. I really like that one. The Lobster, I like.
I never watched The Lobster, but all of my friends have said that it's really weird. So.
It's very weird.
I mean,
all of his movies
I was about
are
to say,
weird.
after watching Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness, and Begonia, it's like, yeah, he's got a style.
I mean, I would say his probably least weird movie so far is Killing of a Sacred Deer, but even that one's got some weird stuff in it. The two lead performances are, I would say, two of the best of the year. I think Jesse Plemons got snubbed. We'll get to it later, but I think he got snubbed for not getting nominated for Best Actor. Emma Stone definitely deserved the Best Actress nom.
Overall, I thought the film was shot well, acted well, scored really, really well. I love the score on...
The score is definitely one of my favorite
on
things
Begonia. And overall, I thought, I mean, it deserves, what did I say I have Begonia at on my, so it didn't even make my top 10. It's number 15 on my list for this year. I think what I enjoy about this picture is less from the whole and more from the individual moments. There are moments in this movie that are like categorically, a meme where Emma Stone tells the guy to go into the closet and it blows up because he's not an alien and his head comes out and smacks Emma Stone in her head. That to me was one of the most funny moments. I literally laughed out loud.
It was one of the funniest movies of the year, for sure.
Yeah. Especially for something so raunchy and diabolical. Like you've got somebody kidnapping somebody. So I think Yorgos did a phenomenal job of portraying something that's that psychopathic, because you're at a certain point, it's like humankind, right? Like anybody that's watching it obviously is a human, or are they? And you're rooting for Jesse Plemons, because everybody thinks that conspiracy theorists are always wrong. For the longest time, everybody thought that chemtrails were a lie. And then the government comes out and was like, oh, no, we've been doing that for like 9 years. So in certain circumstances, it's like, hey, if everybody keeps talking about it this way, are we going to get some news from somebody someday? But then again, we've been making alien movies for how many years?
Long time.
All right. Shall we go on to the next one? I'll let you take the first stab at F1.
Well, before we do... should we just immediately talk about the movies that we think maybe shouldn't be in this category? Should not have gotten nominated.
Okay.
Two movies being Frankenstein and The Secret Agent.
Yeah. We're going to get a lot of hate for saying both of those things, because with Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro, when it comes to creatures, he is the guy. Yeah. I mean, having just worked with one of the guys that he's worked with, it's awe-inspiring. I loved Hellboy growing up. Like that movie changed my life. Pan's Labyrinth, great. And it's just like when you he did The Shape of Water too, right?
Yeah, that's what he won. He won Best
and he
Picture.
won his Best Picture for that. So like when you look at all these great movies, it's like, okay, when somebody goes out and breaks the status quo inside of the film world, and he's kind of one of the only ones that did a creature feature, I get that. I get why he's listed in the top 10 for posterity's sake. But in comparison to all these other movies, I do not think that Frankenstein deserves to be in that list. Actually, let me take that back. It deserves to be in the list. Do I think it has a chance of winning? No.
And I don't think that it is a better movie than Is This Thing On.
No. God, no.
I would easily knock both of those movies off of this list.
The Secret Agent is... I saw it at Telluride at the film festival. And, man, if it was a slower burn than... No, I don't know. I don't got anything quippy to say, but man, is that a slow burn.
Yeah, deliberate pacing and long runtime is all very often a bad combo to have.
Yeah, and it's got what was the runtime? Like
2 hours and 40
minutes. Yep. So I am embarrassed to say that I actually got up and left after 2 hours because... I wanted to see other films at the film festival, and they always overlap their schedules. But more so because I was just like, good Lord, this is not my type of film. Now, with that being said, having it being done, that is a Brazilian production, correct?
Yep.
So I think that's monumental to be on that stage from that perspective. And like I said, every movie is difficult to make. I can only imagine how difficult it was to make being set in, what was it, the 60s? The late 60s? Or was it the early 70s?
I think it was 60s.
Okay.
I think.
Could be wrong. Fact check us, guys, and let us know. That is tough. Anytime you do a period piece, it is tougher. However, I will say that in many of these other countries, there are plenty of places that are time capsules in themselves. So, good job to everybody for getting it done. But yes, I agree. I do not think that The Secret Agent has even the slightest of chances of winning. All right, next.
Real quick, let's hit on F1 because I think this is another movie that has little to no chance of actually winning. But man, this was the crowd pleaser of the year. Made a bunch of money. It was the most fun movie of the year. Very old school filmmaking. This is just with new technology.
Yeah, they invented some stuff for this movie.
But it has the old school movie feel. Like this is the type of movie that we grew up watching.
Yeah, I will say, writing wise, the character of that Damson Idris portrayed, I was a bit let down with how they. Man, it just seemed very tropey with how the young.
But that goes
ignorant.
to what I was saying though, with it being kind of an old school. Like this is kind of just an old school movie where you have your hero, and you have
the kid that can't be taught.
Yeah,
who learns his lesson and grows. And look, what's funny is as I get older, I realize that everybody goes through that phase. You go through that phase where you want to be like, no, old man, I got this. And then something gets in your way and you need help. Brad Pitt did a phenomenal job. Kerry Condon did a great job. Javier Bardem had a small part, and his range is incredible.
Hans Zimmer's score is amazing.
Yeah. So F1, guys, if you haven't checked it out, it's just an action-packed fun ride from the opening song choice to the opening drone shot that turns into a car-to-car chase shot, which is just incredible filmmaking. If you haven't ever done any type of filmmaking, I encourage you to just try to do something even remotely similar to where you're going from a very wide, high-flying shot to something that's stable and close and going 120 miles an hour. It is a testament to filmmaking prowess. Great job to everybody from the F1 crew and cast.
The visual effects in this movie are also absolutely seamless. We'll get to that when we get to the visual effects category, but absolutely amazing VFX. You do not see them at all. They are completely invisible.
Yep.
And I would say to round out the movies that I don't think really have a shot of winning, Train Dreams, very beautiful movie, gorgeous cinematography. The acting is really good. Slow-paced film, but
Beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful. And it's a little bit of a tearjerker at times. Great movie, but I don't think that one has a shot of winning. Let's get into the dark horses next, because I think there's two. I think there's
Really? You think there's two?
I think there's two dark horses.
I would lump Begonia into doesn't have a chance. I don't think Begonia.
I was also counting Begonia as a doesn't have a chance. I think that there are two dark horses here. One being Sentimental Value and one being Hamnet.
I have not seen Sentimental Value, so I'll let you take the lead.
It's gotten a lot of love during the whole awards season. I don't think it has much of a shot, but I think it's gotten enough love during awards season that it could sneak in and grab it. We'll get a good idea, I think, through the night, depending on how the acting categories maybe pan out. Mm-hmm. Also, if it somehow pulls off the screenplay win, which I don't think it's going to do, but if it does, then I think the odds are going to skyrocket on that one. And then Hamnet, I think, is the other dark horse, and it's the one that I honestly hope wins.
I feel weird saying this. This is the first time in so many years where if any of the ones that I'm about to list win, I will be happy. Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. If any of those four won, I would be like, good choice. Yeah. That tells you that good cinema is not dead.
Yeah.
This year's top 10 for Oscar noms is just, it's a fabulous list of great films. But I agree. So my dark horse, I haven't seen Sentimental Value, so my dark horse is Hamnet. And that movie touched me in every single, my soul wept. Jesse Buckley's performance in Hamnet will be spoken about for 25 years.
Yeah. It's probably the most guaranteed lock on this entire list. Shout out to Paul Mescal, because my first exposure to him was Gladiator 2, and I absolutely despise that movie.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see him
get a chance to do something that was of this caliber, and to do it opposite of somebody like Jesse Buckley in this performance. Again, this is a once in a generation performance. I think everybody feels that way. It's the unspoken word all throughout the industry. Her peers, having won the SAG Award, well, now it's called the Actors Award. What was that, last week? No, 2 weeks ago. Almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's a testament to just, there are still great stories to be told in fascinating ways with, extreme possibilities for our industry. And it just made me smile through the tears to see something that touching to be made.
Yeah.
So let's get into...
Brings us to the three front runners.
Yes.
Really, if we're being honest with ourselves, it's two front runners, because I don't know if Marty Supreme would be able to pull it off. But I'll lump it in with them. Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. Marty Supreme, I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know what chances it has of winning. Honestly, of these three movies, it's maybe the one that I would vote for Best Picture. Actually, no, it absolutely is the one that I would go for.
What, Marty Supreme?
Of these three movies, Marty Supreme is the one that I would give it to.
I would agree.
Hamnet's the one I want to win Best Picture, but of the three frontrunners, Marty Supreme is the one that I would actually give it to over One Battle After Another and Sinners.
I agree. Now, let's get into the conversation about Sinners and One Battle After Another. They have, throughout the awards season, they have been going tit for tat with bouncing off of one another and getting the notoriety amongst their peers and critics alike. So let's jump into One Battle After Another. I personally think, and I think you share this same sentiment, that Paul Thomas Anderson is going to win because he's been snubbed so many times. And and I think you actually said it last week, that Ryan Coogler, we've got so much ahead of us as viewers to get the greatness that is Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
And by those standards, I agree. I think that One Battle is going to pull it off. And I'm going to say that the political agenda is going to tip the scale amongst two incredible movies.
As much as I do not like nor endorse the making up for it Oscar, or the like, hey, sorry we've snubbed you so many times Oscar, I think that PTA is gonna get his sorry we've snubbed you so many times awards this year.
Yeah,
both for director and best picture, because I don't know that any of his films have won best picture. I don't think they have.
So here's a hot take. If Sinners doesn't win Best Picture, it'll be one of the biggest Oscar snubs of the decade, because it's dominated nominations and it's a mixed genre filmmaking with serious like social themes.
Yeah.
It's exactly the kind of ambitious, film that the Academy claims that they want to reward.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't happen, then I think that it'll be one of the biggest snubs, and it's very polarizing as well, because you have almost an all-black cast with a black director, and then you've got Paul Thomas Anderson with a mixed cast yet again as well.
Yeah.
And a great film as well.
Also political.
Also very political. So if it doesn't, I'm curious how the world will respond to what the answer is going to be, like who gets the Oscar and how the world is going to respond. Does it go, does it turn to a racial debate if One Battle wins over, if Paul Thomas Anderson wins over Ryan Coogler? Do we go there with it? Or will it be seen as like, hey, both of these, films are politically motivated. I mean, for goodness sakes, Paul Thomas Anderson's is about essentially what we're dealing with right now with ICE.
Yeah.
Like the internment camps and people being taken and people getting tired of it and standing up for it, and all of these being people of color. It says a lot, about our political climate to date. And then Ryan Coogler's Sinners. If you want to take the lead on that, like it is incredibly political as well.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I know people don't like, moral victories. The fact that Sinners has 16 nominations is the most nominated movie ever.
Yeah.
It's a vampire movie.
When was the last time a horror film won?
The
Silence of the Lambs?
The only time that a horror movie has ever won was Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
So the fact that it has 16 nominations alone is a victory for that movie.
It's a testament to Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, all the producers, all the cast, all the crew, to have made something this beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, that film, in my opinion,
it should win Best Cinematography.
I haven't seen Train Dreams, but you have spoken about it. I've looked at all the stills, and I'm just like, wow, this is it's an expose of panoramic shots that are just breathtaking.
That's maybe one of the closest races for me in terms of just two movies going against each other, because they're both unbelievably beautiful films. But
so let's do this. Let's pick
Sinners,
who you make your prediction.
My prediction.
And your desire.
My prediction for Best Picture is One Battle After Another. I think it's going to get it. I really hope Hamnet pulls it off and is the Cinderella story on this one.
Okay. I'm on the other end of the ship. My prediction is Sinners, and my hope is Hamnet. I'd be perfectly fine with Marty Supreme or One Battle After Another. Okay, so that wraps up our Best Picture nominations. What category do you want to run into?
Let's do Best Director next.
Best Director.
So the nominees are Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, PTA for One Battle After Another, Joachim Trier, I believe is how you say his name. It's either Joachim or Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners.
Man, this is a tough list. Knowing what Hamnet did to me. You got Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. So I'll let you take the lead as to whether or not Sentimental Value deserves to be in this conversation, because, again, I didn't see it.
In terms of conversation, I have no problem with this being nominated. I do not think it has any shot of winning. In terms of who I would want to win in this category, that's tough, because it's actually probably between Chloe Zhao and Josh Safdie.
I would agree with both of those. I think best directing, man, I don't know, man. That's tough, bro. Because what Ryan Coogler did with the main character's story arc and how he portrayed what that young man went through with basically the entire world. And for lack of better words, the white man comes into the black community and turns black people against his own people from a political agenda.
Yeah.
And that's tough to do and make everybody be like, man, this is awesome. So you're making a very, subtle political claim from what I took from the film, and making everybody go, I'm here for this. I receive it and I respect it, and it's beautiful. And not only do I not like how this is turning out, but I'm here for the main character's journey. With that being said, Josh Safdie with Marty Supreme, that is just a perfect portrayal of what most would call a narcissistic lead character.
Oh, yeah.
But I would just say he's driven. And anybody who becomes anybody, and we've seen this with King Richard, with the father, with
Michael
Venus
Jordan, Tiger Woods,
all of the people that become greats, that end up on Wheatie boxes. They have that list of people that they have offended, that they have forgotten, or a list of people who look at like, oh man, you left me behind while you went and did your own thing. Meanwhile, they're like, and it's no offense to those who got left behind, but like when you're built for that kind of greatness and you're gifted as well, and those two worlds collide, where you've got the mental fortitude to move forward in life and the skill set, that's tough to portray that person and have everybody in the audience go, I freaking love this person. It's tough. And I think that Josh Safdie did a phenomenal job of making me fall in love with Marty in that movie.
Yeah.
Because I loved everything that he did. And I stood behind, even though I knew the weight of it. Like he impregnated his partner, and you're like, I get it, dude. You're going after the bigger picture. And then ultimately, again, he comes back. So spoiler alert, guys. Obviously, if you haven't seen it by now, I am incredibly
We're going to be spoiling all these
Spoiling
movies,
all of them. But yeah, Josh Safdie, I think acting wise, Hamnet is like overall, like Chloe Zhao is phenomenal, but I think my toss up right now for best directing is between Josh Safdie and Ryan Coogler. Paul Thomas Anderson is a phenomenal writer, director, producer. I mean, when you're doing it all, it is very difficult to not be mentioned in any of these categories. So shout out to all the filmmakers this year. All right, let's pick our winners and let's just pick our winner.
This one, to me, I don't see how Paul Thomas Anderson does not win this year.
All right, is that who you want to
I
win?
think he's my lock. No, I would probably go with Josh Safdie on this one for who I want to win. But yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson would be my pick.
I would want Josh Safdie to win, and yes, I agree with you. I think Paul Thomas Anderson is a lock for this year, based on how the rest of the award seasons are going and how the media is following that.
I don't know. I don't know if I would replace any of these, but a couple directors that I do want to shout out are Joseph Kosinski for F1 and Bradley Cooper for Is This Thing On?
Oh, I agree. I'm sorry, Bradley. Bradley Cooper for the Is This Thing On? That, man, his choice of going into the conversation with the handheld wide-angle lens.
The fact that he was cam-opping
dude. I mean,
those scenes.
And that just goes to show you that it is his choice. Like, he's like, no, let me get up in there. And to our listeners, what we're talking about is in this movie, there are unique times of incredible, uncomfortable, invasive moments where the main character is up on stage, and the camera just gets all up in there, all up in his face. And if you've never been up on stage, that's what it feels like. It feels like you've got just a million people just standing right in front of you, waiting for you to entertain them. And that's scary. So shout out to Bradley Cooper for that film. Phenomenal film, man. Okay.
Right, let's do actor, lead actor.
Actor or cinematography?
Let's do lead actor.
Copy. Let me go up on the list. Actor in a lead. Are we doing actor in a supporting first?
Let's do lead.
Lead role. So our nominees are Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. I think we can be quick about who we don't necessarily think is our front runners, and I think you would agree that Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent and Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon are the two least likely to walk away with this. And I think our two front runners right now, prior to Timothée Chalamet making his statement on the show with Matthew McConaughey and getting a little bit of bad press, are between Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme and Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, with a very close and worthy portrayal of his character, Leonardo DiCaprio, in One Battle After Another. But let's talk about Michael B. Jordan and Timothée Chalamet.
I do quickly want to say, though, I would agree that Leonardo probably has a better chance than Ethan Hawke. However, I would actually put Ethan Hawke's performance above Leonardo DiCaprio's here.
Okay.
Ethan Hawke was amazing in Blue Moon.
That is also a movie that I did not see, so I will have to catch that this weekend as well.
If not my favorite Ethan Hawke performance, definitely top 3 Ethan Hawke performances ever.
Wow.
He is amazing in Blue Moon. But yes, the two front runners here are Michael B. Jordan and Timothée Chalamet.
Right.
I personally don't think that Timmy's comments are going to hurt him as much just because he insulted other fields. He didn't insult film.
Yeah.
He insulted ballet and opera, but ballet and opera people don't get a vote in the Academy Awards. So
no, but Timothy should know. If it wasn't for ballet and opera, we would not have film. So that's kind of now I get what he's saying. They are
they're dying arts. They're niche.
They're niche.
They're niche.
Which, hey, everybody pay attention. With the state of AI, film as we know it is going to become a niche market. The industry is being turned up on its head with the state of AI. So keep a watchful eye and be careful what you speak down to, because you might also one day be in that, or should I say we might also one day find ourselves in a very similar situation with a niche market. Okay, so last week you and I had a conversation in the car about Michael B. Jordan's performance being less than Timothée Chalamet's performance in Marty Supreme. Would you like to indulge for our viewers and listeners?
I just don't think that there's another performance this year that made me go, wow. As far from a male actor, more than Timothée Chalamet, other than maybe Sean Penn, who we will get to
Yes.
in the next category.
I will agree with the Sean Penn quote comment.
But I don't think there's another actor in the lead category that just that impressed me nearly as much as Chalamet did.
Well, having been an actor myself and being a director and a producer, I can honestly say that the skill set that Michael B. Jordan, the cards that he played in that film are second to none. Playing two characters opposite of one another, of which are twins, is one of the most difficult things that you can do, because you're acting to somebody that you have to be. So you're not acting to a tennis ball where you're imagining a character, so your imagination is at play and you can only be that one character. You're portraying Stack, who is a real human, and Smoke, who is a real human, both of which have different personalities, both of which have a blood bond between one another. So you've got that, eating away at how you're going to deliver, how you're going to keep them uniquely different. So shout out to Michael B. Jordan for his portrayal of Smoke and Stack. But
I did think of one example, by the way, because you did ask me to think of an example of an actor that shares a scene with themselves that I thought was that I thought was maybe better than Michael B. Jordan's. I did think of one.
What?
Hugh Jackman in The Prestige.
When he's opposite of his clone?
Not the clone, because that's when he is with his double. Remember they hire a double for him when he does his original Vanishing Man trick. He plays that guy. He's wearing like prosthetic teeth and like a prosthetic nose.
Yep.
But that's one example I can think of. Because I definitely
think that
I definitely
one
would not
scene-
say no. It's several scenes. It's not just one scene. He's in a good chunk of that movie.
He's only in like 3 scenes with himself, if that, where he's talking to himself.
Yeah.
I think I could be wrong, but I think it's no more than 3 scenes where he's talking to himself. But with that being said, I
Also,
would disagree.
This is easily my favorite Michael B. Jordan performance of his career.
Yeah,
Easily.
I agree. Actor in a supporting role. Our nominees are Benicio del Toro for One Battle, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo for Sinners, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. I'll let you give your who you think and who you want, and then I'll go second.
I mean, just really quickly, loved Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another. Loved Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value. Loved Delroy Lindo in Sinners, and Jacob Elordi was good in Frankenstein. This award 100% should go to Sean Penn. He blows all of these performances out of the water. It's not even close.
I would 100% agree with that. Sean Penn, well done, my man. His performance in that movie is second to none. You've got a guy who, if you haven't seen the movie, you've got a guy who secretly loves and wants to be with a black woman, but his upbringing and his political agenda
His character is so weird.
It's so weird. It is so weird. Like it's like his character wouldn't even allow himself to go after his one true desire. Like the internal conflict of that character is freaking hilarious to me. It is so hilarious. But shout out to Sean Penn.
One of his best performances. Up there with his performances in Mystic River and Fast Times.
Yeah. Great job to everybody in that category. I would be 100% okay with Benicio del Toro winning that as well.
He is also great. And I'd honestly be fine if they gave it to Delroy Lindo, too.
I agree.
Or Stellan Skarsgård. I loved him, too. I would hope it would go to one of those three, though. Benicio, Delroy, or Sean Penn. Sean Penn absolutely deserves it.
Sean Penn, you've got my vote, buddy. Okay, next. Actress in a leading role. Nominees are Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson, Song Song Blue. You can pronounce her name because I butcher it every time.
Renate Reinsve.
And Emma Stone for Begonia. Okay, my choices. I'll go first on this one. My choice for this is an obvious one. Yeah. It is Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. I don't think any other person should, and no offense to all of these amazing women who are very freaking capable, but no one deserves to even be mentioned in this category this year other than Jessie Buckley, full stop. She's going to be talked about for 25 years.
Yeah, Rose Byrne was her performance was the only thing that I liked about If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I thoroughly disliked that movie.
Yeah.
I did not see Song Sung Blue. I like Kate Hudson, though, so congrats. Emma Stone was really good in Begonia. I don't think it was best performance of her career by any stretch of the imagination, but she was really good. My next favorite performance in here is Renate. She was really good in Sentimental Value, but yeah, nobody's even close to Jessie here. If anybody other than her wins this award, I might be done watching the Oscars.
Exactly. All right. Actress in a supporting role. Nominees are Elle Fanning, Sentimental Value, Inga Ibs. I'm going to let you do that one as well.
Inga Ibstadter Lilleus.
Lilleus. I love it. For Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan for Weapons, Wunmi Mosaku for Sinners, and Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another. I think Amy Madigan might actually pull this off.
I did not think that she had a shot until we watched The Actors the other day. Once she won that, I think she could win the Oscar, and I am not going to be mad about it.
I think she deserves it.
I think she does,
however,
too.
Here yet again, I think actress in a supporting role, I'd be okay with Wunmi winning as well as Teyana Taylor. I think you said that Inga was phenomenal in Sentimental Value.
She was really good.
But
Elle was good.
I think there are two front runners right now based on all the other awards shows are Amy Madigan and Wunmi.
I think that of these nominees, I think those are my two favorites. They're of people that weren't nominated. I think the only one that I would say is missing here is Emily Watson from Hamnet. Should be here.
What about Emily Blunt from The Smashing Machine?
And good God!
You want to talk about a great supporting role?
That's actually the one that I think should win. But yeah, she's not nominated.
Yeah.
That's up there for one of the biggest snubs of the entire awards. Was Emily Blunt not being nominated for The Smashing Machine? Because, yeah, she would absolutely get my vote if she was in the category.
Over Amy Madigan.
Yeah. Yeah. Emily Blunt's performance was my favorite of all supporting actress performances this year.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one
but
for
Amy
me
Madigan
because
was really good in Weapons, though.
She was incredibly believable.
Such a great casting choice because I haven't seen Amy Madigan in anything in a long time.
Yeah. That was a great role for her. Good job, Amy Madigan. So what's your prediction and what's your hope?
My prediction is now Amy Madigan, and honestly, it's kind of what I'm hoping for, too. If it's not her, then I hope it's Wunmi because I don't get the love for Teyana Taylor's performance this year.
I don't either.
First off, I think it's kind of becoming my biggest problem with the movie. I think the reason that One Battle After Another keeps falling down my list of favorite movies of this last year was the final scene in that movie tries to make her like a sentimental character, not a sentimental character, empathetic character.
Yeah.
I have no empathy for her character.
Correct.
At all.
She's
a horrible person.
Yes. Horrible person. Left her kid.
Abandons her child. First off, just for starters, she's a domestic terrorist. That's the least of her problems. abandons her child, murders an innocent person,
Yep.
rats out all of
Everybody.
her friends, gets them all killed.
Yep.
Which that's maybe the only decent thing that she did in the whole movie was because they were all kind of horrible.
Character
people.
wise, all right. So we're not talking about character. We're talking about performance.
Yeah.
So if you
her
despise,
performance was good, but she was.
if you despise the character, I would say that you loved her performance.
That is true. Although I don't think the movie wants me to despise her is the problem, and that's kind of the problem that I have with
I
the
would
movie.
agree. I would
I
agree
don't
that
think the movie wants me to dislike her character.
We'll have to do
and
it.
I really do.
We'll have to do a deep dive and see what PTA's ideology was for that character. But I agree. I think the movie wants you to like her, but
I don't.
I don't. I think she did a great job of portraying someone
Yeah.
that is. I'm not even going to go out on a limb and say she's an anti-hero. I know that's what the character is hoping to be, is an anti-hero.
Leo is far more of an anti-hero than her
Correct.
character is.
If you hated her character, then I'd say she did a great job acting.
Yeah.
So good job, Teyana Taylor. Congrats to all of them. I think my prediction is Amy Madigan. My desire would probably be Amy Madigan with a close second of Wunmi Mosaku.
Let's do casting.
Casting?
Yeah. We got
Let me get to casting.
Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, and Sinners.
And those names
This
of
one
all the
is
casting agents
tough.
are Nina Gold for Hamnet, Jennifer Venditti for Marty Supreme, Cassandra Kulakundis for One Battle After Another, Gabriel Dominguez for The Secret Agent, and Francine Maisler for Sinners.
This one is tough. I could go with one Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, or Sinners on this one.
Well, clearly the casting was perfect for Hamnet. All three of the main...
But the only reason that I would maybe eliminate that one from this is
few roles.
There's so few roles in
Yeah.
it.
So if we're going off of sheer volume of picking a bunch of right choices, I would go... It would first be... It's a tie between One Battle and Sinners for the volume of great choices.
Yeah.
For all of the main cast and supporting cast, followed by a close second for Marty Supreme. Third being my top three would be those two tied for first, Marty Supreme for second, and Hamnet for third.
My pick's got to be Marty Supreme here.
Why?
Every single character in that movie feels so real. The world building in that movie is
it's
phenomenal.
We'll get to production
Every
design.
single character in that movie feels so real and lived in.
Yeah.
Getting Gwyneth Paltrow to come out of retirement.
Yeah, even
it.
her character was phenomenal. You know who really shocked me?
Who?
The guy from Shark Tank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm blanking on his name too. Why?
Why?
Kevin O'Leary.
Kevin O'Leary, yeah. Mr. Right, right?
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful. Kevin O'Leary, good job, dude.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, and that, look, hey, I think that speaks volumes to the casting director.
Yeah.
Like taking that, like going out on that leap and making like a choice that's that polarizing and being like, this could be a big thing, a big problem.
Yeah.
And it turning out to be one of the best like choices. He played that specific character wonderfully.
Yeah.
Kudos to your name, Mr. Wonderful, because you did a great job in that character. Okay, so let's pick I think my front runner for best casting, I might ask it. Wow, apparently I just had a stroke. I'm gonna go with Jennifer Venditti for Marty Supreme is my both my choice and my prediction, my desire and my prediction.
My choice, if I was given this one out, I'd say Jennifer Venditti also for Marty Supreme. However, my prediction is Francine Maisler for Sinners. I think that's going to get this one.
Okay, good choice. Cinematography. This one's fun. You want to go through the nominees?
Yeah, we got Dan Lauston for Frankenstein, Darius Kanji for Marty Supreme, Michael Bauman for One Battle After Another, Autumn Durald Arkapaw for Sinners, and Adolfo Veloso for Train Dreams.
I'll let you take the first stab. Where you want to go with this?
All of these are good. I would say, in my opinion, by far the weakest of them would be the cinematography for Frankenstein. Not that it was bad by any means. It was probably one of the better parts of the movie. But
I think that also lends itself to production design.
yeah, it's very it had great production design, and it was very VFX heavy. So I would say it's probably the weakest of these nominees. My two favorites here by far are Train Dreams and Sinners, for sure.
I have not seen Train Dreams, so I'll take your point on that. But I genuinely thought Marty Supreme did a phenomenal job cinematography-wise of making you feel like you were watching a movie from 1975. Yeah. Sinners broke a lot of boundaries by using 3 different formats in one film. And shout out to Autumn Arkapaw. She is phenomenal. I do believe that this is her second time with Ryan Coogler, and I think that they're building kind of a really cool and unique relationship of how they tell their stories. It was both having made plenty of dark films, and a director that I've worked with, that I've produced a couple of times, Timothy Woodward Jr. He's got a couple of films that they're really, really dark, and we've had some really great DPs, and doing dark films well is really difficult, like really, really difficult. And doing so with film on 3 different formats, I can only imagine is just a nightmare to try and figure out the technical side of things on top of the compositional, artistic side of things. So you've got the technical side of dealing with 3 different formats and how to make one cohesive story out of those. But the compositional and tonality of the film is the other side, the artistic side of things. And I think that Autumn Arkapaw walks away with the Oscar for Best Cinematography.
Yeah.
And that's going to be my choice and my prediction. Yeah.
I would say that is also my choice and my prediction for Best Cinematography is Sinners, for sure.
Okay. Our next one is costume design. So our nominees are for Avatar, Fire and Ash, Deborah L. Scott, Frankenstein, Kate Hawley, Hamnet, Malgosia Terzanska for Hamnet, and Marty Supreme, we've got Miyako Belize, and Sinners, we've got Ruth E. Carter.
Now, I know some people were confused as to why Avatar, Fire and Ash is nominated for this. Just to clear it up, if you don't know, the costume designer still designs the costumes for the VFX artists to build into the VFX for the Na'vi characters. So
and
even though they're 100% VFX, the costume designer still designs the costumes for the VFX artists to scan and work off of.
Yeah, they'll do LiDAR scan. They'll actually put people in these costumes, do LiDAR scans for them to import them into the world. Or in many cases now, especially with VFX, they will build them in a digital platform from scale, color, shot, size, shape, all the design elements. So definitely worthy of being in here because it was really, really cool. I do think that Avatar and Frankenstein and Hamnet are likely to be actually Frankenstein might end up coming close, but definitely Hamnet and Avatar I think are our least favorites or least likely. I think my 2 favorites are Sinners and Marty Supreme. So Miyako Belize for Marty Supreme and Ruth Carter for Sinners.
Yeah, Marty Supreme's definitely my favorite one here for costume design. That would be my pick. I think Frankenstein's actually going to walk away with this one.
I think you might be right just for the set. I feel like this is yet again another political, not political as in like, right wing, left wing, but like the politics of just, the Academy. I think that
they like giving technical awards to movies that don't win the big ones.
Right. That's a hot take, but it's true.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
Next, we have directing.
We already did director. Let's go on to...
Wait. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we already did director. Let's go on to editing.
Editing. Hit the nominees for us.
Got Stephen Mirioni for F1, Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Andy Jurgensen for One Battle After Another, Olivier Bouguet-Coutet, I have no idea how to pronounce that name, for Sentimental Value, and Michael P. Shaver for Sinners.
Okay. I'm going to go.
It's got to be
F1. It's got to be F1.
This one, to me, is probably one of the most clear-cut. I don't know if it's going to be clear-cut in terms of whether it's going to win or not, but in terms of what should win, this is absolutely F1. The amount of footage that they had for this movie that they had to go through, they had an entire season of F1 races that they filmed.
Yeah.
An entire season of F1 races that they had to go through on top of everything else in the movie.
I think it's more, like the sheer volume of footage that you have to sift through is just
a part of it. It's a
time thing, but I think the F1 really stands out in how fast paced. It's like what happened in the Bourne Identity.
Yeah.
When they won their award because they had it was a record breaking like 100 and something shots in like 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And you didn't feel like you were losing your mind.
That's the thing. And that's really the reason why it deserves to win is it's super fast paced editing, but you're never lost. You're always aware of what's going on. It never is disorienting. The editing in that movie is absolutely phenomenal.
I think that's my choice and my prediction. However, my second choice would be Michael Shaver for Sinners because of, again, I go back to this is going to be a trigger for some people, but the movies are made in post.
Yeah.
And I forget who said it, but Nomadland.
Director?
Nope. Lead.
Frances McDormand.
Frances McDormand. I think she was speaking at. It might have even been a SAG keynote, and she said that filmmaking is an editor's playground. Like they're the last people to touch the story. They're the last people to bring stuff together. Ultimately, the director has the last choice, but. Or in some cases, the studios have the last choice, as we've seen with director's cuts. But the editor is the one that has to sit there and like, hey, make me feel this way, And in doing so, with Michael Shaver's job, with 3 different formats to tell the same story, I think he did a great job. I think he did a phenomenal job of doing that. However, I still think F1 pulls away with the victory.
Yeah, I think so too.
Pun intended.
All right, let's go. Let's do makeup and hairstyling next.
Makeup and hairstyling. You want me to read the nominees?
Sure.
Okay, lots of people on this list, and I'm probably going to butcher some of their names, so apologies in advance. For Frankenstein, we've got Mike Hill, Jordan Samuel, and Cleona Fury. For Kokuo, we've got Kyoko Toyokawa, Naomi Hibino. How would you say that? We'll just call her Naomi.
Yeah.
And Tadashi Nishimatsu.
Hibino, I think.
Hibino?
Yeah.
Hibino. For Sinners, we've got Ken Diaz, Mike Fontaine, and Shunika Terry. The Smashing Machine, we've got Kazuhiro, Glenn Griffin, and Bjorn Reiben. For The Ugly Stepsister, we've got Thomas Foldberg and Anne Catherine Sauerberg. Makeup and hairstyling.
Here's the thing. I think Frankenstein's going to win this, but I think it should absolutely be Sinners.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
I was going to
makeup,
go Smashing Machine.
The makeup in the Smashing Machine is very good. However, Sinners should get this one. The design of the vampires, the prosthetics.
Yeah. I mean, look, let's be honest. They were a bit simple, but that's why I liked them.
Yeah.
I like it when it's not over the top. I know Frankenstein's going to win. I personally despised The Creature.
Yeah.
I did not. It literally looked like they drew.
Like a rubber suit. It looked like a rubber suit.
No, even worse. For me, and then I watched it in theaters, it literally looked like they just drew eyeliner on the person. They put white.
Well, there was some texture there, and that's why I say it looked like a rubber suit. It looked like they just made a rubber suit to put on him.
I don't know. I don't feel that way.
To me it looked very rubbery. Like it didn't look. It was not. It was not convincing.
Do we know if it was prosthetics to the point of, or was it like supplemental?
I haven't watched any BTS on the.
Me either.
On the makeup on that one.
Now I did like I liked Frankenstein's hairstyle and makeup.
Yeah. The prosthetics on Mia Goth when she played the mom.
Yeah.
Not
many people knew that was the same person.
She plays two characters in a lot of movies.
I know.
This is the third or fourth movie that she's done where she plays two different characters.
All right. So what's your pick, and what do you think the prediction
is?
My pick
would be Sinners. I think Frankenstein's getting this one.
I'm gonna go with what I would want would be the Smashing Machine. What I think is gonna win is Frankenstein. Okay. Next, you want to go to music?
Let's do original score next.
Okay, this is a big one for me, and as a director, my go-to person that I talk to first, and I stole this from Christopher Nolan. After I write a script, I go and talk to the composer, because what you hear is half of everything that a movie, we're not in the silent film age, so it's literally everything you hear is half of what you experience in the movies. And I really enjoy when a movie has original scores. So let's go down the list. You can do the nominees.
All right. So for the nominees on this one, we got Jerskin Fendrix for Begonia, Alexandre Desplat for Frankenstein, Max Richter for Hamnet, Johnny Greenwood for One Battle After Another, and Ludwig Göransson for Sinners. Here, I'm going to tell you my top 5 best pieces of music, and you guess what my favorite score of the year was. Number 5, Grace, Bo, and Lil Lisa from Sinners. 4, Elijah from Sinners. 3, Flight from Weapons. 2, Smokestack Twins from Sinners. And 1 is Of the Undiscovered Country from Hamnet. So what do you think was my favorite score of the year?
I think you and I share this sentiment. I think Sinners walks away with this one hands down. Begonia was cool, but music...
All of these scores, except for maybe Frank... I don't remember I'm going to guess that the score for Frankenstein wasn't as good, considering I don't really remember it all that much. Although I do love Alexandre Desplat. He has done many, many great scores.
Not to quote Honest Trailers, but Sinners is a giant music video.
Yeah.
It is
full of music from start to finish.
Because music is the culture.
Yeah.
And if you don't do well about the music, and your theme is music is life, and how music transcends, the decades of time, then I think you've missed your mark. And I do agree with you. My choice and my prediction are both Sinners.
The score for Begonia was really good. Hamnet is the score for Hamnet's amazing. One Battle After Another had a really cool score. Of all the categories, this one might have the most snubs, because the scores for F1, Weapons, and Marty Supreme should all be on here.
Yes. I think
I would probably boot off
all top three.
Frankenstein. I wouldn't boot off Hamnet. That's actually maybe my third favorite score of the year. I would boot off probably Bugonia, Frankenstein, and One Battle After Another.
But here's the problem.
My list would be Hamnet.
You
Sinners.
can't use Hamnet because there's multiple pieces in there that aren't original.
I think only one. I think I'm pretty sure on The Nature of Daylight's the only one in there that wasn't original to the film.
It's one of the most.
It's actually only in the credits. That's the end credits song.
It's not the end credits. It's the whole last scene whenever she's reaching her hand out to her kid. It's the whole. Sure? Yep, it's the whole scene.
I thought that was of the Undiscovered Country.
I don't think so. Let's look that up.
I'll have to rewatch it, but I thought that was the closing credits song.
It is the closing credits song, but it goes into it. I'm almost positive.
I'll have to rewatch.
We'll have to go back.
But that was probably my third favorite score of the year. But yeah, I would probably kick off One Battle After Another, Frankenstein, and Bugonia, and I would replace them with Weapons, F1, and Marty Supreme on this one because I think those were three way better scores.
Okay, let's go into original song. Our nominees are Dear Me from Diane Warren, Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You from Sinners, Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verde, and Train Dreams had from Train Dream. Wow, the song was called Train Dreams from the movie Train Dreams. Music by Nick Cave.
This one to me is easy considering I didn't see three of these movies, and also it's I Lied to You from Sinners. That's easily the best one.
Here's a hot take, man. How much you want to bet Golden wins?
I bet it does too.
How much do you want to bet that Golden wins?
I think it will. I think that's going to win Best Animated Feature.
Yep.
I think that's going to win Best Song. Animated movies win Best Song
all the time, bro. Well, let's be honest. Anime in general, the scoring, it influences so much. Like anime influences a lot of stuff. So I'm giving this one. My choice would be I Lied to You from Sinners, but my prediction is Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters. Music and lyric by. I'm gonna go out and say EJ or Ejai. And Mark Sonnenblick, Jung Gayu Kwak.
I'm not gonna.
Yep, I'm just gonna get reamed for trying to do that.
Let's go to production design.
Go for the nominees.
We got Frankenstein. Tamara Deverell is production designer. Set decoration Shane Viao. Hamnet production design Fiona Crombie and set decoration Alice Felton. Marty Supreme production design Jack Fisk, set decoration Adam Willis. One Battle After Another production design Florencia Martin, set decoration Anthony Carlino. Sinners production design Hannah Bleacher, set decoration Monique Champagne.
That is Hannah Beechler.
What did I say?
Bleacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that I'd be okay with, I want Marty Supreme to win or Sinners to win. I know Frankenstein's going to win. Watch.
I think Marty Supreme could take it down.
I
do think that Frankenstein is the favorite in this category, but yeah. I do think Marty Supreme has a shot of winning this.
I want Marty Supreme to win.
The only reason I think it maybe wouldn't is because I think Marty Supreme is going to take home some of the big awards, and so they're going to they are going to vote Frankenstein for the technical category.
You can't count out Sinners, man. That movie is also a period piece.
It has great production design. I don't think it has a shot of winning this one, though. I don't think
in terms of scope, I don't either. Marty Supreme is just, you're not
crazy how that recreates what is it, 50s New York City?
Yeah.
It's 1950s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go to sound.
This one to me is becoming one of the biggest locks because the for the sound guild. What is the actual name of the?
I'd be
the
lying
guild?
if I told you.
I think it's maybe just Sound Guild. F1 did win best sound.
Good. Which is so unfortunate for Sinners.
Yeah.
Because holy cow, that movie is mixed so well. It's
Yeah.
got such beautiful, intricate moments of music and life in that movie. However, F1.
It's F1.
It's my choice is F1, and my second choice would be Sinners. Let's go over the nominees though. So first nominee is first nominee is F1. Gareth John, Al Nelson, and team. I'm going to go with the first person that's listed. Hopefully that's respectful. Our next nominee is Frankenstein, Greg Chapman, and his team. Next is One Battle After Another, Jose Antonio Garcia and his team. Next is Sinners with Chris Welker, Benjamin A. Burt and team. And do you pronounce that Surratt?
Yes.
Surratt.
Yep.
Amanda Villavieja. I don't know if I'm saying Villavieja. Okay.
Vieja, I think.
Vieja.
Villavieja.
Apologies, Amanda, for butchering your last name. My choice on this is without a doubt F1. What do you think?
Yeah, it's F1. That would be my choice, and I think that's definitely going to win. The next category, there is a definite winner.
Visual effects.
Yeah, best visual effects.
It's Jurassic World. No.
Yeah,
All right, let's go over the nominees. You can go for it.
Avatar: Fire and Ash, Joe Lettieri, Richard Bainham, Eric Saindon, and Daniel Barrett. F1, Ryan Tudhope, Nicholas Chevalier, Robert Harrington, and Keith Dawson. Jurassic World Rebirth, David Vickery, Stephen Applin, Charmaine Chan, and Neil Corbold. The Lost Bus, Charlie Noble, David Zaretti, Russell Bowen, and Brandon K. McLaughlin. And Sinners, Michael Ralla, Espen Nordal, Guido Wolter, and Donnie Dean. Nobody has a shot but Avatar: Fire and Ash. This is really unfortunate for all these other movies. Because
it's probably going to be their only win. Well, it's the only nomination, isn't it?
Here's the thing.
Oh no, costume design.
Here's the thing. It might not win only because they've already given this franchise 2 Best Visual Effects awards. That would be the only reason that it doesn't go to Avatar: Fire and Ash, because I will a channel that I love that everybody should go check out is Corridor Crew. They're a visual. It's a visual effects YouTube channel. I'm sure many of you have seen it, but they do a great breakdown on all of these nominees. Super in-depth breakdown on all the visual effects for all these films. If Avatar didn't exist, because let's face it, Avatar deserves this.
Yeah.
It's literally just creating new technology.
Yeah. They change the industry every time they go into production.
So let's pretend Avatar didn't exist, just for fun. What deserves to win it? I would say it's a toss-up between F1 and The Lost Bus, because the VFX work in these movies is absolutely seamless. Yeah. And completely invisible. Unlike Avatar and Jurassic World, where it's more about just what can we do with VFX and how much can we show off the VFX, F1 and The Lost Bus are the exact opposite approach to VFX, which is how do we make nobody notice any of the VFX in this movie?
Right. So, if that's the case, what's your prediction and what's your hope?
I mean, I would hope. You know what? I'd go with Lost Bus. Just go with the underdog. Plus, the VFX in that is insane. Or F1. Those would be my 2 picks, but that's hands down. This one's going to Avatar.
I'd like to say because my my last film had 81 VFX shots in it, and the desire for it is for you to go, no, it didn't. Mm-hmm. And if you have watched it, it is a slow burn. But my guess is you can't.
Yeah.
There's no way you notice it. So if we're going off of the hope that it feels like no VFX was done, I'm going to go with F1.
Yeah. It's insane.
If we're going off of the sheer volume of what it brings to the industry and the magnitude of execution, I'm going Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, it is well known that the budget for his movies are getting cut because of what AI can do. Now, that's going to be felt across all industries. One of the largest companies in LA closed its doors, and 400 people lost their jobs overnight because of what VFX, or how heavily affected the VFX world is becoming by the introduction of AI. I think every category of filmmaking, not just film, every industry is going to feel that weight as well. But my choice would be F1. My prediction is Avatar. International feature film. Our nominees are Brazil, The Secret Agent; France, It Was Just an Accident; Norway, Sentimental Value; Spain, Surat; and Tanzania,
Tunisia.
What? Oh, yeah, Tunisia. So sorry. The voice of Hind Rajib.
The only
Rajab?
one of these that I've seen.
How do you say that? Rajab?
Hind Rajab.
Rajab?
Rajab.
Rajab. Okay.
Sentimental Value is the only one of these that I've seen, and it was phenomenal.
Based on
I have heard Surat's also very good. I haven't seen it.
I unfortunately think that The Secret Agent. Excuse me. The Secret Agent, I think, is going to win, but I think Sentimental Value is a close second.
Given how the award season has gone so far, I do not think The Secret Agent has a shot of winning this. To me, this is a runaway for Sentimental Value at this point.
Cool.
Considering it has 4 of its actors nominated in the acting categories. It's nominated in the screenplay. It's, I think it's the only one of these that's actually... Secret Agent won at one of the film festivals, but I think in terms of the major award,
The Secret Agents
shows,
won tons of film festivals.
In terms of the big award shows, I think Sentimental Value is the only one of these that's actually won. I think.
Who won the Palme d'Or? Let's look that up.
I don't know who won the Palme d'Or. But yeah, so Sentimental Value, I think, is gonna take that one.
It Was Just an Accident by Jafar Panahi.
That one Palme d'Or.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Sentimental Value is taking that one, and I hope it does because it's a really good movie.
Okay.
Plus, it falls into one of my favorite subgenres of film, which is movies about movies.
Live action short film nominees are The Butcher's Stain by Meyer Levinson, A Friend of Dorothy, Lee Knight and James Dean, Jane Austen's period drama, Julia Axe and Steve Pinder. The Singers, Sam Davis and Jack Piat. Two People Exchanging Saliva, Alexander Singh and Natalie Mustiata. Yep. That is hilarious titles. Unfortunately, typically I go to AMC and watch all of the short films that are nominated. And this year is the first time in 5 years that I have not taken the opportunity to do so. I will watch. I love short films. So I will watch those eventually. But I don't have I don't have anything to base my judgment on. So good luck to all of the people that are nominated for live action short film. And what do we have left?
Got screenplays.
Okay, so best adapted screenplay. Hit us with the nominees, Michael.
We got Bugonia, screenplay by Will Tracy. Frankenstein, written for the screen by Guillermo del Toro. Hamnet, screenplay by Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell. One Battle After Another, written by Paul Thomas Anderson. And Train Dreams, screenplay by Clint Bentley and Greg Quendar. I would say all of these are good. Again, not to keep shitting on Frankenstein, but definitely least favorite here. I will say
who's your prediction and who's your choice?
My prediction is One Battle After Another. I believe it's won this award at almost all of the major award shows so far this year. I think it actually might have won all of them, all the big ones. My pick, that's actually tough on this one, because I think One Battle is actually the strongest screenplay in all these. I think Hamnet is a better film, but I think a lot of that's due to the acting. The actual screenplay, this is one of Paul Thomas Anderson's best, I think.
I'm going to agree with you.
Bugonia is also very, very good screenplay.
Do I? Okay, so I agree with your first part. I think my prediction is One Battle After Another. I think my choice is also One Battle After Another. I think the writing here in this list of nominees, yet again, writing-wise...
You can't beat PTA.
Well, hold on. Writing-wise, Is This Thing On... is a phenomenal movie.
100%.
That to me is oh wait, these are adapted. That's
that would be
is that a
actually I don't know, because it is based off of a real
person's life
comedian. However, I think it would be.
Did they write a book?
I don't think so.
Okay. So if we're all right, that aside, I'm going to go with my choice and my pick are both the same thing. One Battle After Another. I think Paul Thomas Anderson walks away with this clean sweep.
Regardless of whether it was adapted or original screenplay, Is This Thing On is definitely snubbed either way.
Yes, without a doubt. All right. That leads us to our last category of writing original screenplay. Our nominees are Blue Moon, written by Robert Kaplow. It Was Just an Accident, written by Hafar Panhi. Script collaborators include Nadir Salvier, Shadmir Rastan, and Mehdi Mahmoudian. Man, this is like an English class. I feel ridiculous trying to speak right now. Marty Supreme, written by Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie. Sentimental Value, written by Esquivel and how did you pronounce his name last time?
It's either Joachim or Joachim.
Okay, we'll go with Joachim Trier. And Sinners, written by Ryan Coogler. I am going to go with Ryan Coogler as both my prediction and my choice here. However, I do think that Marty Supreme has a very, very strong chance here.
I agree that Sinners is my pick for what I think is going to win. However, I think that it should be Marty Supreme. That to me is not just the best original screenplay of the year. That one might be my pick for just screenplay of the year in general.
Yeah.
It used to be far and away my pick in this category for best screenplay. However, I did watch Blue Moon the other day, and that movie, the screenplay in that movie is phenomenal.
I need to check it
That
out.
would actually probably be my second pick for this category. But yeah, for me, this one's an easy pick for me. Marty Supreme was the best of the year. However, I do think that Ryan Coogler is going to get it for Sinners.
I think Ryan Coogler wins this for Best Original Screenplay. I do agree, though. I would be perfectly fine with Marty Supreme winning as well as Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Okay, so let's see, what else are we missing?
I think we hit everything. I do want to kind of just address our schedule going forward, because I wanted to get this episode out before the Oscars. So we'll be doing this episode and then probably an Oscars recap, and then possibly a movie review for Project Hail Mary. After that, I don't know when we'll be posting again, just because we kind of have to do some prep work for our podcast going forward. So after those videos, we might not post for a little bit. We'll post in the socials when we're actually going to be up and going twice a week, because that is the goal, is that once we actually officially launch, we will be posting twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we'll let you know in our socials when that will be.
Okay, so to everybody that's stayed with us this entire time, remember that the Oscars start an hour earlier this Sunday. That is the Sunday the 15th. Sunday the 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, not your normal 8 p.m. time slot. So hit us in the comments. We appreciate you sticking with us through this. We'd love your predictions as well, and we look forward to hearing from you.